What if my music doesn't make a difference to the people living in this life? Yeah, what if I'm a good enough writer but I don't play my cards right? What up, you know what's up, it's Don the 7. Today I am very excited to try out for the first time some screen recording software that I got for my computer, and I'm going to attempt to show you guys some of the ways that I produce. So I'm going to show two ways. One of them I'm going to go a little more in-depth on just for the sake of time for the video, and the other one I will walk you through a beat that I currently have that is going to be a song that will go out next year. I have everything recorded, I'm working on it as we speak. Well, not technically, but I'm going to show you guys that. So the setup is a little bit crammed right now. I have my light way back there. You guys are actually placed on my tripod on top of my laptop, which is then feeding into my monitor over here. I'm going to do my best to work everything through, so let me just drop this into a screen record. Alright, so hopefully that should be up there now. Kind of take you through some of the ways that I take samples off of Splice or YouTube or whatever else like that to make a beat, and I will take you through with drums and whatever. I'm gonna keep this beat really simple, but I'll give you guys the basics of what I do, and I'll show you one of the beats that I have an outcome of afterwards and all that kind of stuff. So I really hope you guys enjoy this. This is the beginning of the process of what I do for my songs if I do them all myself. So let's get right into it. So obviously you guys can see I use Ableton 11. I do about 90% of my work within Ableton. I'll go into my samples that I have down here, and we'll go into some loops that I have, and we'll go through and select a loop. I think we can use this sample. So what we'll do is we'll just throw it right into the session here. Now what I'll usually do is I'll make a couple of MIDI tracks to find some drums. Okay, so let's find a kick drum first. Always start off with one of those. Just as a good way to kind of get this started, the two options that I usually do is I'll either do this and I'll drop into record, that in there as an option for me to do, and then I'll go over into this window and I can move it around as I see fit. But for the purpose of this one, I don't think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to delete that and make a blank one like that. So as you can see right here, the one that I'm playing just fits in right there. So then we go through, put one right there and there. I think that's a little too early, so let's go like that. That sounds pretty good. I usually do something different to mark the 4-bar length. Yeah, okay, so now we have this in here perfectly, and then we kind of duplicate it over. So now it goes through the whole entire 8 bars. And you find a snare. I'm trying to go really quick for the sake of the video. So still pretty basic. We just have kick and a snare and whatever else. We're gonna throw in some closed hi-hats. I don't think 16ths is the vibe for this one. Cool. At this point now, we have some kick and hi-hat and snare, which is literally the bare minimum of drums. But because I know everybody loves it, let's throw in an 808, because why the hell not? Usually there's a lot more processing I would do on the 808, because the 808 is one of those ones where it has to hit heavy. Try this for this one. So here we have just a basic, absolutely basic progression for us to work with, and you know, somewhere over here I'd probably start rapping. But this is just something kind of made together, so that's kind of a process, but I'll show you a beat that I've been working on that means something to me because I'm actually going to use it for something. So here's a prime example of a beat where I use the exact same process. This one's not done yet, it doesn't even have a full arrangement, but I'll play a couple of seconds through, and this is the exact same thing that I just did, but with more time. That's a perfect example of where I used the exact same process I just showed you, and I'm gonna use this in a project at some point. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but that's a really good example. My apologies guys, my battery died on my camera, so it might be a little choppy. I don't know where it cut out exactly, but now in front of me I have another example of a project that I did. This one is actually done. It has vocals on it and everything else like that, but I have them muted so you can just hear the beat. So here's one where I took my MIDI controller, which is behind me here, just a big keyboard, played out some stuff, and then came in here and turned it into a little bit of a progression, a little more so, lined it all up and broke it up perfectly. So here's what I originally had played, is just this. Pretty basic stuff. And then I added in just a little bit of some choir here, so it's got basically the same progression, it stays in the same key. So as this is coming in, I should add in that there's another two elements in here. There's two melodies in the background. There's a punchy melody and a soft melody. They both follow very similar progressions, just with different sounds within them, and they're panned to one side and the other to kind of give it that like spacey feel. You can see that I did the exact same thing basically. Here's my closed hats, my snare, my kick, and my 808. I just added in some open hats here. Basic stuff. And then for the hook, I added in another piano as well as the choir. I took away the normal progression just to kind of leave some emptiness for the vibe of the song. So I put in these, just very basic. But if you put it all together, so that is very kind of skimming what I do for my production. If you guys would like a little more in-depth on things, I can do a longer video. I just wanted to keep this one kind of relatively short to see if you guys like it or not. As you guys have probably already heard, there will be a song in December. December 3rd will be You Lost Me at Death. All the branding and stuff like that is happening over on Instagram. You guys should check me out there. And there will be some teasers on TikTok, so make sure to go over there as well. And I'm super excited to walk into 2022. I have a huge announcement in 2022 that I will keep you guys in anticipation for. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Do the usual like, sub, comment, and share. And as always, this has been Don the 7, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out to the Empire.